Hello, Rick187, and welcome back to Rule of Waves 3 as we continue our shenanigans as Spain. And this is obviously coming just off the back of our glorious war with France. We did manage to increase our territory by a few increments. We took Algeria, we took Corsica, and we took a bunch of war reparations to help our economy. And then we're into that post-war phase. So in the interim, I didn't do too much. I restarted the Numancia 1 here, or our second Trident class. Still a ways away from being delivered. And I've ordered all my warships to come back to the Mediterranean. I'll do a little bit of seeing who we're going to mothball. But you need to go off. That's going to upset me. I'm missing 2,000 tons somewhere. That's the other thing I wanted to check in on and see what potential coverage we're missing in these 1,600 ton ones. But you guys can all go on to mothball as well. You're supposed to be my trade protection. Yeah, so looks like I need at least one of these things, probably two to cover Southeast Asia, which theoretically is not a big problem to build. Do you even have a valid design? No. Okay. We'll pick one up. I think in the meantime we can leave whoever it is bombing around the place, our little Puerto Rico class. She's not too expensive to leave on foreign stations for just now. We have more important things to worry about. Yeah, and I've also gone in and I've turned all my aircraft bases down onto reserve as well. Again, just trying to save a bit of money so we can try and balance our books. We're still 3 million in the red. That should come down a fair whack when everybody's home and we can get them a number of people in reserve or into mothball. But whether it truly balances, we will have to wait and see. Airbase construction complete. Not that we need it anymore, but I suspect we might use it in a future war with France. We've got our new naval patrol aircraft. Let's have a look. So was she just coming out of development, I presume? Do we have a request? We do. We're looking at medium bombers. Good. And then, yeah, we still don't have our own native dive bombers, which is frustrating. I wonder... and I have to remember how to do this. Is it in here? I can't remember. It helps if I maybe articulate my thoughts. I was thinking about dive bombers and whether we could get an upgraded one. Because the minute we are rocking... Is it this one we have? We've got the... Yeah. Yokosuka Tenzin. 1926 version, which is this one. But there may be better ones we could pick up. So there's actually this other one. Well, in fact, there's 3 versions of the... oh, no, it's got Spain, that's Japan. Got you. Oh, and China has it as well. Okay, but we all have the same one. So no, Japan has not got a better version of a dive bomber yet that we could steal. Okay. And by steal, I mean, of course. Produce under license. Okay, Germany's building some ships. Japan's building some ships. Nothing all destroys. Nothing too intelligence. Too intelligence. Too important. I read the word intelligence as I was speaking. Oh, no. Everyone should hopefully be home now. Everyone that matters, anyway. Right. You two, I think I need to leave you on reserve. I don't think I can actually mothball you. Tempted to leave our battle cruisers on active fleet so they stay in pretty good nick. Likewise with the heavy cruisers, but we may need to get fairly brutal to balance the books. I think all our light cruisers can just go onto reserve. It's a shame to lose the very hard fought crew status, but there we go. We'll put our escort carrier onto reserve. We've got a very original one, which is mothballed. The next only carries. Actually, 27 aircraft's not too bad, but it's quite small. We've got a sea on active at the minute, and all our destroyers can just pop onto probably mothball, to be honest. It takes them a wee bit to warm up, but that's fine. And that would buy us 1 more month. The Sisney, you can get mothballed, that's fine. And then it's the big ships and what you want to do about those. I feel like we need to keep some things active. Let's keep our battle cruiser actives and let's throw our heavy cruisers on to reserve. And it buys us 2 months, and we'll just have to kind of fits and starts for best part of a year until we get these guys out. And then there's a decision to be made upon the fate of our Madrid class, which we can talk about when we get there. Other things worth mentioning is what we're going to do in the future. And where we look to strengthen the fleet next. I mean, it's a really small fleet. Still, it never seems to grow much. So everywhere is the automatic answer. I mean, more destroyer is always helpful, and that's maybe something to consider. However, I think the next most important thing, given that we are, at least I personally am, still angling for a round 2 against France, because we're essentially in the same naval budget. And but they are obviously ahead in tech. They've currently got more ships at sea, but I think that's a good competitor to have. And obviously the area they absolutely wipe the floor with us is light cruisers. So having a couple more heavies kicking around is a pretty good way to try and deal with this light cruiser spam. Of course, more light cruisers to sink their destroyers is also useful, but I would quite like a couple more heavy cruisers if we can get there. Okay, the Japanese government would like to buy early a director. By all means, I have no strategic competition with Japan at the minute. We're almost getting secondary director for our cruisers. That little bit of money helps pay for a few more months, all importantly. No, I don't worry about empty air bases. That's not a problem at the minute. And then I think we're just going to rock through a few turns here. Okay, you've got an improved model of our naval patrol. The thing is, what's improved about it? You carry more bomb load, but that doesn't really matter, to be honest. That's the only change. You just carry, I mean, it's a fairly substantial increase in bomb load. So for argument's sake, let's say sure. That makes sense if that happened in real life, even though I'm not sure it's going to have much impact from a game perspective. And there we go, secondary directorate for our light cruisers. Do we want to refit into that aggressively? Probably not. I'm not sure it's that worth it. Given the... I don't think many of them have that much in the way of secondary batteries. I find, what have you got? Do you even have any secondary batteries? Perhaps not, just 86-inch guns, in which case it's entirely useless upon yourself. And it is of very minimal benefit to some or others, so... something for the future, perhaps. Okay, medium bombers. What have we got? So we're currently, yeah, it's a few years old. And then we'll want to look at things like range. Okay, actually, huge increase in range here. And speed, this one's slightly slower, but not by much. Firepower, it's slightly more maneuverable, slightly tougher. Bomb load's the same. I think we'll go for the range, I think, with the medium bomber. Perfecto. And time has come. We shall halt you for 1 month. You get a chunk of money back, and then we can go forth and keep building you again. The government's concerned about tensions leading to war. Really? Anyway, you've been called to give advice. What do you recommend? A disarmament conference? Which are fun. I'm not going to lie. I really enjoy these. If you want peace, arm for war. Or, oh, that's a negotiating agreement. Can I look at relations? I can look at relations. Who else has a problem with the French? Austro-Hungary does, but they already have an alliance with the Germans, and I'm not sure if you can get double alliances. Now, if we got alliance with the British, that's kind of like cheating, isn't it? I feel like that would be a famously one-sided affair. It'd be really useful, but maybe too much so. I know we already have Japan. So I don't think I'm going to go fishing for more friends at this stage. I'd quite like to maybe take France on now. Of course, if they pick up a friend themselves, I may regret this decision. But let's just go. Can I have a little bit more budget, please? Thank you very much. Let's get you resumed. Okay, and we're even positive at that. Beautiful. The German government is going to sell us advanced weight savings. Sure, we're in the black, so why not? Always willing to buy tech. Our torpedoes have increased range and or speed. Anything of note here? US scrapping some old ships. And a few light ships being built. Okay. Japanese government would like to buy better aircraft handling. I don't think there's any harm in Japan advancing their air arm. No, I don't want to put planes there. Okay, France, that's just refitting an existing heavy cruiser. A Hawker Typhoon. Oh, lots going on. Okay, America is just scrapping and building some destroyers. More destroyers. Refitting a heavy cruiser in Britain. Japan's refitting their battle cruiser. Blaze Inunez II has left the service. Congratulations, you survived to retirement. Yeah, so we'll see a lot of these. So Marquez Chorluta is being promoted to Rear Admiral, which is fine, but ultimately gets a bit useless when we actually want our fine named people to captain our ships. Yes, I'm quite happy to keep friends with Japan. That's quite a nice little arrangement out there. Aha! And c'est trident. Why did I put a French accent on? That's like the worst thing I could have done. Okay. Oh. Oh my. So off into another one. Now, so the design is like 3 years old. But it's 10% off. And we would have 3 lovely, shiny new battleships. And we'd still be in the black just about, I think. We'll take it. I can't say no to 10% discount. Oh, I do need a new name. I can't remember what the theme of these was going to be. But we'll say that for just now. I think these might be placeholders. Okay, I'll come back to that in a minute. Political murder in the Balkans. Tensions are pretty low, so we can ratchet them up a little bit. Yeah, even at risk of war, that's fine. Balkan wars have never been a problem for people. We are searching for a solution to 5-inch dual-purpose mounting, but frankly, this is complicated stuff. That may be an ahead-of-time warning, it may not. I can't remember if we checked that before previously. Lots of people retiring. Navarro has retired. I'm not sure if other people are named. Okay. Right, let's have a quick squiz. Remind ourselves what the beautiful trident looks like. There she is. I like it. Which is just as well, because I've just ordered another one. 16-inch guns. A firm favourite caliber of mine. And a good rack of dual purpose. Obviously, we don't have the 5s, so the 4. 13-inch belt. She's not nippiest, but she'll do. I do want to do something with the names, though. Do you know what? I'm going to put a quick thinking pause in, and I'll come back with something. Okay. It was a lot of long, hard thinking going in there, but I've settled. I'm going to go for Neptuno and Triton. So Neptune and Triton, obviously famously depicted wielding trident. So I thought it was a nice connection in there. And there were others. Obviously Poseidon being the Greek version. Neptune was a very potential name as well. But the reason I ended up landing in these two, and I did look at other things linked to tridents. There's a couple of other like weapons, which are of a similar style and similar name. I think it was a Trishula was for the kind of Indian version of it. But I settled on these two and this kind of classical theme, partly because we've already had a Neptuno and a Triton ship before, which some of you may remember if you're better memory than I. And these were the two, in fact, the whole class of Neptunos, but these were our light cruisers. And they were both bravely lost in battle against the dreaded Italian soul. They sacrificed themselves for the greater Spanish Empire, so I thought, why not honour that sacrifice with a reuse of the name for our new battleship, so our Trident class. We will have the Trident, the Neptuno, and the Triton. Excellent. Okay. Naming ships feels like some of the most important decisions you've got to make in this game. But it's enjoyable. I like it. Alright, so we're still in the black. We're going to have an extra ship, which will obviously delay the building of our heavy cruisers, so everything has an opportunity cost. But I think it's having a battle line of 3 just, I don't know, feels nice. Okay, the Austrians are building the Kaiser. 10 16-inch guns. A little bit of one-upmanship there, alright, fine. 14 6-inch, okay, much heavier secondaries, much lighter on the armour. I say much lighter, 1.5 inches lighter on the armour. Still with the submerged torpedoes. You've got only direct. I think our fire controls will step up from you. You are fast though. 40,000 tons. Ooh, that's actually super useful and slightly frustrating because I'd want to put that on all my new battleships. So improved 4-inch guns. Okay, we're slightly lighter, 36,000 tons. Okay. I don't propose rebuilding them now though. Oh man, you're expensive. Can I let you finish working up? Is there much point? From a game perspective, I don't know if it makes a difference whether I just slap you straight into reserve now. Because you're going to have a poor crew quality anyway. I'm not sure it's worth the time and money spent on working up. You're going to sell us dual purpose guns as a main armament for destroyers. Okie doke. Thank you very much. So our new set of destroyers can help with the anti-air that we'll need for the next, well, ever. Air is going to become more and more dominant feature of naval warfare. USA and Japan are best buddies. Who'd have thought it? New government wants to reduce naval spending in favour of social programs. Should we water it down? Protest? Protest. We need ships, not food. Testing shows it can carry less bomb load than projected for our medium bomber. Well, that's disappointing. And, oh, you guys have been busy. A third one. What delights have you been up to? It doesn't carry as many bombs. It goes marginally further. No, I'm going to say no thank you. Not worth it. Right, let's have a quick look at our aircraft types. We've got some mothballing to do. Oh yeah, they are rubbish. So our new medium bomber can only carry 800-pound bombs, the heaviest. You can carry 2 of them, and 800 pounds is still a chunky bomb, but considering our existing one does a 1,500-pound bomb, there's definitely a step down. Now, how often do medium bombers actually hit anything? Yeah, not very, but still. Right, we are going to obsolete you. What else have we got 2 of? Naval Air Patrol aircraft, we shall obsolete you. The rest are good. Right, our float plane scout is still from 23, so I think we should definitely get you updated. And these, really, we just want them to go quite far and be quite fast. Yeah, we've got, what, a few of these in service? Do we have any? Oh, we have 0 in service. Yeah, because I even think on our seaplane tender, have we given it torpedo bombers to use as scout planes? Quite possibly. Alright, go quite far, be quite fast. Sure. Avanti. So tensions mounting across the board, nothing really notable yet. The Austrian government would like to buy something from us. I'm okay with that. Austria is not a person I'm going to go to war with. Okay, they're on the way to understanding non-flammable materials. That would have been handy on that CVL that burnt out a few episodes ago. And we almost think we know how to load torpedoes. And some more tech. Okay, 2 months till we get our second Trident. And I tell you, it was an effort looking into the word Trident at the minute, given the snafu, I think it's a technical term, that we've just had with the launch of our missile from a UK nuclear submarine that failed on launch. I don't know, it was a couple of days ago today. I can't be sure. The news broke today anyway. So that's all I could find when I put Trident into Google. Anyway, hard life, I know. Okay, reloads for above water mounted tubes. That's excellent. More use of our destroyers and things so they can hopefully survive one pass and then reload themselves. Yeah, and we got a breakthrough in submarines. Not something we're doing. Hydrophones would be useful. And we now are going to put our carriers in a separate force, which actually, that's quite nice. Keep them a bit more of a distance. Good. Okay, tension's building nicely. We're up to 7. I think there's anything else to be done. Some officers are concerned we have too few destroyers to protect our battleships and cruisers against enemy submarines. A recent study suggests we need at least 11 more destroyers. I think that's probably a fair warning. Hey, my Neptuno's been commissioned. It turns out that Captain de Fragata Ortega, unassigned, above average, but a gunnery expert, has connections with the company producing our rangefinders. He has contributed materially to the efficacy of the equipment, but also seems he's made good money out of arranging. What should we do about this? We can lose corruption. We can lose prestige. Or we can spend a bunch of money, get gunnery research, and lose the corrupt man. Let us do that. Huzzah! Gradual improvement of armor quality. We are stuck on optics, but we have improved anti-submarine warfare. There's a new dive bomber, which we're probably going to license. Take the 1 or 2 prestige hit that it is. Okay, show me dive bombers. Where are you? This one, 1932. We're up to a £500 bomb. That's double the bomb load and starts putting you a little bit more in the useful category. What's your range in heavy? 104. How does that compare to our torpedo bomber? And its torpedoing range. Where are we? Spain. Spa. Here. Still a lot shorter. Yeah, we've got work to do in these dive bombers before they're really. In fact, I mean, look at that. Technically, our torpedo bombers can carry a much heavier bomb load. Now, granted, they're going to be doing level bombing and not dive bombing, so I'm 100% not comparing apples with apples. But either way, it is better than what we have. So please, sir, may I have it? You are my friend. I am your friend. Let's be friends together. Prominent industrialists complain the Navy is buying foreign aircraft instead of Spanish designs. Yeah, because we don't know what a dive bomber is. I get that event, but also it's annoying when you don't have an option. Turbine. Okay, shall we look at designing a ship in this episode? And let's probably make that ship a destroyer, since I think the game is right. We are somewhat lacking. More heavy cruisers would be nice, but more destroyers is probably in the more vital category. So let's do a quick auto design. You're showing us 800 tons. Can I swap here? I can, but I'll lose it. I did want to look at what kind of size we'd built previously. We've gone around the 1500 ton mark. Okay, that seems pretty reasonable. Please don't do that. Do this. Okay. What do I want on my destroyers? I want them to have lots of AA, and I want them to launch a bunch of torpedoes. Now, we don't have dual purpose 5-inch guns, so perhaps I want to go down to dual purpose 4-inch guns. Now, I can't remember if we're in a place where we could have dual turrets. Dual purpose, double turrets is what I'm trying to say here. We can. Okay, so maybe we go for not quite as hard hitting, but a little faster firing and a quality one as well. Now, do I want 8 guns on my destroyer? Potentially not. So we'll think about whether we want to pull that back. Speed. Speed is a good question. Our fastest ones are currently, well, they've been slowed down to 29 because they're old. And our rest of our ships, yeah, don't go much faster. Actually, our newest ones are at 33, sorry. So, yeah, anything around about that's probably fine. And no secondary guns, no tertiary guns. We'll do a bit with AA. I'd rather not light AA. Do I have AA directors? I do. Just because so light AA more affects ship planes attacking yourself, which is not as useful. And what have we got in terms of... Oh, you've only got 8 torpedoes. Now we could put reloads on, which costs, what's that? 80. So here's the question. So we could definitely rearrange it. I probably will drop a turret, so we'll go down to maybe... but let's drop that now. Let's drop our aft superimposed. Because we need to do that for the weight anyway. So we could either add a quadruple mounted turret on our aft somewhere. How far back can we go? I can never quite remember. Let's just put it there for argument's sake. I can't even see where that ended up. But okay. And that would get us 4 extra torpedoes at weight of 81. If we went for reloads, that was a similar-ish weight, but would get us 8. However, I don't know how many reloads they carry. The question is, how likely are we to survive to launch them? And the answer may be not as alive as you might think. What are we paying for not at the minute? About 70 tons. Okay, I mean, I'm tempted. Okay, you've got all the anti-submarine warfare stuff, which is fine. No wine souping gear, which makes sense. We're a little bit of a jack of all trades here. They're not a pure torpedo boat. They're not really insanely focused on A, but I think we're going to give out some good DACA. You know, they're fast, but they're not crazy fast. We're definitely going to have ships probably go much faster, but they will, you know, they're at a pace of our existing destroyers. This is tempting. That's the wrong button. I want to see if I shaved 100 tons off it. We're not far off, although perhaps I just want to carry more ammunition. Not that my destroyers have really prolonged engagements. But still, perhaps to do this. We're slightly bigger. We're slightly faster. We're carrying 12 torpedoes and 6 guns. What do... Yes, our existing Zagat class carry 12 torpedoes as it is. So that's a similar one. No reloads, but I think that's fine. I think they're just going to get in, launch what they've got, and then run away. Okay. I feel like I've convinced myself. Yeah. Let me do a quick last check. I made a change. I went and put unit machinery on them because their speed is so important. And often, you know, when you're going in for that torpedo charge, you take a bit of a hit. Kills your speed, and then you're just dead in the water. We had to dial back our rounds. I think it's manageable. I think 200 would be a little more comfortable, but I mean, how often do you actually run out of ammunition? Not very often. So I think this is what we're going to go for. And look, weight remaining 0. I mean, that just screams perfection. All right. Apparently this is going to be the Melia class. Done. Oh. All my changes mean I have to drop this down like so. Well, okay. Beautiful. And we'll see if we can get a bunch of them built. So we're just about to, yep, finish. Oh no, we have just finished, that's right. So we've got lots of money coming in, so we should be able to fund ourselves. I'll probably lay down maybe 8 of these, I think is probably a good number. Let's go to build screen. Although he says that, how many can we afford? I can afford 8 perfectly. Perfect. Perfectly perfect. Excellent. All right. And that's going to flesh out our light forces quite nicely. I mean, currently we're at 13, and that's going to put us up to 21, which is still not a lot, let's be frank, but it's much more comfortable, and then we can maybe build some more if a war breaks out. Okay. Our ship, the Corvette Salvora, was blown up under mysterious circumstances in Truk. There are suspicions that saboteurs from France might be responsible. Ah, the dastardly French. Press is demanding action. Dastardly act cannot remain unavenged. This means war. I presume it doesn't mean actual war, though. It just means a little bit more tensions. Hey, we've worked out not to build our ships from flammable stuff. Go us. Ooh, triple turreted CLs. That would be nice, but low down on the priority list for ships a minute. And we've got our Japanese dive bomber. Excellent. Oh, no, apparently that war means war. Oh, I'm not ready for this. Okay. Hopefully France is not ready. Now, oh geez. Right, okay, let's, I'm going to be blockaded in a minute. Let's go up here. Let's make sure, oh, you guys are Northern Europe on your own. That's terrible. Let's go, I'll just hit mobilize button. Hang on. Let's just do this. Huzzah. Okay. Everybody's mobilizing. What's France got in the Mediterranean? I'll forget. Because last time we managed a really good sneaky start and knocked out Algeria. I wonder if... No, okay, they're wise. They've got a good force here already. What have we got up in Northern Europe? Got a reasonable force. Not enough to blockade us, so we're okay on that front. Enemy blockade strength is 24. They might bring a whole bunch of ships online, in which case we'll have to move. What's our strength here? Probably not much, because we're just coming out of mothball. It doesn't even say. Alright, and then we've got to think about what and where our targets are going to be. Again, I like the idea of sending some ships out to Southeast Asia, because we'll have friends assisting over here from Japan. They've got some light cruisers. They could do a sneaky invasion if you're not careful. Alright, let's send some people around the place. We are going to move the Baltico. It's going to get sent out to the Caribbean. Head you off in that direction. I am going to want something going to South Asia pretty quickly, just to make sure we don't get an invasion from the French. Although I like the idea of sending the Sydney and probably the Adalbert as well. Although no, it leaves our air forces so weak over here. Maybe we want to keep these three together. Not that we really need it in the Mediterranean. Let's grab some of these older destroyers, say 4 of them, and then you probably need some kind of escort. Don't have much in the way of other ships. I mean, to be honest, we could send out our 2 battleships, not to fight, but just to act as sea control. Ideally, I'd send out my 2 heavy cruisers to assist. I'm slightly worried we're going to end up blockaded again, but we could do something like that. Go out to Southeast Asia, start planning an invasion over there. Or the other option is focus on the Med, try and take out Tunisia. No, I'm going to take 6 of you in this lot, I think. It's a little light on destroyers. It's going to take a few turns to get there, and I really want these guys out of trouble. So why don't you head over to Southeast Asia? Okie doke. Now, the question is, do I want to mass my forces in Northern Europe? Or do I want to mass them in the Med? We do have battleships. Rare battleships are in the Med. Why don't I grab my new battleships? Let's move them down to the Med and let's see if we can have a little bit of a tete-a-tete down the Mediterranean. The only reason I don't particularly like fighting the Med is it gets very busy with aircraft. Now, we've got some nice areas which are our neck of the woods, but still, I don't like winning everything just through land-based air. That's not the naval outcome one wants to see. I will expand our air groups ever so slightly. Oh, I really need to watch our money here. We've got a few turns before it's a problem. Where Santander, I just wanted to drop in 20 torpedo bombers, please. Okay, that was all. Just to help out there. And in, where's Ferrol? We should already have... Yeah, we've got a little bit of naval patrol and mainly Legion bombers. But just we did have a few fights in there, and if we do it again, I'd like to be close. What other air groups have we got on the go at the minute? So Palma's got a bunch. Cagliari's got some. Obia, I can probably pull out of Obia, to be honest. I'm going to avoid essentially all fights up along the French coast. So it's maybe not required. It might be better to put them down... Well, actually, here's an oversight. I should have built one in Bone, and I'm going to do that now. And if I can remember how to do that, I would like to build an airbase in Algeria at Bone, please. Just to offset the Tunisian air. And we'll move our airships, planes, down from Albia to Bone when that's built. You'd have done that sooner, actually. That's I'm annoyed at myself. We've got Lingangen, which is over in the east, I think. And then we've got just some naval patrol aircraft in Guantanamo and Arecibo, and I can't remember where Apari is. Is that also over here? Yes, it is. Okay, we've got a bit of planes over here as well. Cool. Okay, I'm happy enough with that. War has broken out. I was woefully ill prepared for it, but I'm quite happy to back a war with the French. Aim for this is first and foremost, Tunisia's got to go. We need to walk out of this. Tunisia, head hell high. Second objectives are going to be to start working on Vietnam. Let's see if we can naval invade some of this and take that. If we successfully do all of that, which would be wild, but possible, I'd probably grab maybe their Caribbean holding in the peace deal, and then maybe these random islands. I'm probably going to avoid building up a big position in Africa for just now, because I think with increased foreign station requirements, we're going to require a little bit of balancing. And yeah, I need to decide whether, although we've already got West Africa, don't we? I forgot about that because of Morocco. Okay. I don't know. I mean, I'm planning miles ahead here. I'll be lucky to walk away with this with my I was going to say my skin on my back. I'm just mixing metaphors. But yeah, I may not get what I want, but we shall see. Cool. All right. Well, I'm excited. I hope you're excited. And join me in the next one when we will kick this war off in earnest. So I'll see you then.